Ask her these 8 questions. She'll be instantly impressed. Old Stoic wisdom. Love is not finding someone to live with. It's finding someone you can't imagine living without. Rafael Ortiz. Some men walk into a room and immediately capture attention without saying much. They don't flaunt wealth or charm. What makes them stand out is their presence, their stillness, the ability to ask the right question at the right time. While most men chase women with compliments, jokes, or awkward small talk, high-value men understand one simple truth to capture her attention. You don't try to impress her. You invite her to open up and reveal herself. Women are constantly admired for their beauty, but how often are they truly seen? How often are they asked questions that make them pause, smile, and say, "Wow, no one's ever asked me that before." That moment of pause is everything. It's the key to creating intrigue, connection, and building attraction without relying on superficial gestures. The key is not compliments, but asking questions that make her feel something rare. These questions don't just start a conversation. They spark genuine curiosity and emotional openness. They show depth and invite her to explore new aspects of herself. In this guide, I'll share 8 deep questions designed to open up a woman's mind and create a genuine, lasting connection. These aren't games or pickup lines. They're crafted to make her lean in, lower her guard, and connect with you in a way most men never do. If you want to be the man who values depth over tricks, connection over control, and presence over performance, keep reading. When you ask these questions with poise and confidence, you'll make a lasting impression that goes far beyond surface-level conversation. Let's dive in. Question 1. What's something you used to believe that you no longer do? This isn't just a question. It's a window into her soul. It's an invitation to explore the depths of her personal journey, revealing not just what she believes, but how she's evolved. Don't be the typical man who sticks to shallow pleasantries. Dive deeper. You must ask this with purpose and a genuine desire to know her true self. You're not just trying to fill space with small talk. You're offering a moment for real introspection, a rare gift in a world full of surface-level chatter. This question speaks volumes. When you ask it, you're subtly signaling to her, "I care about the person you've become, the experiences that shaped you, and the wisdom you've gathered along the way." It's a question that stirs reflection, forcing her to take a step back and consider how her beliefs have been tested, challenged, or even shattered. Maybe it's the scars from heartbreak, the lessons learned from betrayal, or perhaps the awakening of a deeper spirituality that caused her to rethink what she once held true. Every answer will be unique, yet they all carry a common thread, a journey of growth. As you listen, you're not just hearing her words, you're witnessing her transformation. This is where the power of Old Stoic wisdom shines. Stoic principles teach us that true growth comes from embracing change, from recognizing that beliefs are fluid, shaped by experiences and not set in stone. It's this Stoic mindset of introspection and self-awareness that invites her to share her inner world. Now, here's where you, as the man with an iron mind, must resist the urge to interrupt. Let her answer linger in the air. Don't rush to fill the silence. The beauty of this moment is in the quiet. It's in the space you create for her to open up more, to go deeper into herself. Women want to feel heard, not just listened to. Don't be the man who responds immediately with his own thoughts or anecdotes. Instead, let her take her time. Let the silence stretch, and in that space, she will feel safe enough to dive into the raw, vulnerable places she might not usually share. You must be patient, showing her that your interest lies in understanding her, not simply in being heard yourself. This will not be a forgettable moment for her. Women remember men who ask the right questions, the ones that make them pause and think. They will remember how you asked her not for entertainment, but for connection. And that is where your true value lies, not in the words you speak, but in the depth of your understanding. The iron mind you possess should be a reflection of your ability to hold space for her, to respect her inner transformation. With every pause, every thoughtful question, you are applying Stoic principles. You're allowing her to reflect and, in doing so, creating an environment that feels grounded, safe, and genuinely curious. Don't underestimate the power of these small, profound moments. When you ask her to reflect on the evolution of her beliefs, you're not just talking to her, you're bonding with her on a deeper, more meaningful level. This is how connections are formed, and this is how you differentiate yourself from the countless men who will never take the time to dig deeper. That's the secret. It's not about asking the question. It's about how you ask it. You must ask to understand, not just to fill the silence. That's the way of the Stoic, reflecting inward, understanding oneself, and using that clarity to connect meaningfully with others. So, when you ask this question, do so with intention. Be the man who can create the space for her to reflect, to reveal her truth. It's not just about hearing the answer. It's about showing her that you want to understand the journey that shaped her. Ask her this, and you'll have taken the first step in mastering the art of deep connection. And that, my friend, is true Stoic wisdom in action. Question 2. When do you feel most alive? This question cuts straight to the heart. It doesn't dance around logic, nor does it seek to gather surface-level information. Instead, it plunges into the realm of emotion, where the real magic happens. You're not just asking about her favourite hobby or her preferences. No, you're asking about the pulse of her being, the energy that makes her truly come alive. This question opens a doorway to something deeper. You're inviting her to share the moments when she feels most connected to herself, when time seems to fade away, and the world feels full of possibility, whether it's twirling barefoot in the kitchen, completely absorbed in a book, or sitting alone under the stars. These are the moments that reveal where her soul breathes. They are windows into the places that light her up, where passion and life intersect. Do you think this is just a light-hearted query? Think again. The answer she gives could very well surprise you. You might expect something dramatic, an exciting adventure, or a wild experience. But more often than not, it's the simple, quiet moments that bring a person's soul to life. It could be the soft touch of her favourite music playing in the background, a sunrise watched in solitude, or a conversation that stretches into the early hours of the morning. These moments are where she feels the most alive. Here's where things get interesting. When she shares this intimate insight with you, something profound happens. She begins to associate you with that feeling of aliveness. Think about that for a moment. If you, the man in her life, become the person who brings her into that reflective, joyful space, whether through a thoughtful conversation or just by being present during those quiet moments, you're laying the foundation for deeper emotional connection. That's how attraction grows, not through manipulation, not by putting on a show, but by sharing the emotional anchor that she already holds dear. Now, let's bring in a touch of wisdom. The Stoics were keen on understanding the power of emotions and how they can shape our lives, but they were equally clear about how to navigate them. In the practical Stoicism of old, you are taught to approach emotions not with fear or suppression, but with understanding and clarity. The Stoic rules dictate that we must embrace what we cannot control and thoughtfully engage with what we can. So, when you ask her this question, it's not about trying to engineer her response or manipulate her feelings. It's about inviting her to reflect on something genuine. That, my friend, is how the Stoics would approach it, with curiosity, calmness, and respect. And here's the thing. When you take the time to ask her this question, and, more importantly, when you genuinely listen to her answer, you're doing something far more powerful than you might realize. You're leading her into a reflective space where she gets to connect with herself, and through that connection, she will connect more deeply with you. This is the path of wisdom that the Stoics speak of. It's about opening yourself up to understanding, not just the world, but also the people around you. Think about it. How many men are willing to ask this question and truly care about the answer? Not many, but those who do, those who show genuine curiosity about what makes her feel alive, those are the men who earn respect and admiration. They become someone she won't forget. Why? Because in a world full of distractions, you've shown that you are present, that you are attuned to the essence of who she is. And that's the kind of connection that grows deeper over time. So, ask the question, be genuinely curious, and listen, not just to her words, but to the energy behind them, because that energy will tell you more about her than any logical conversation ever could. And when you discover where her soul feels most alive, you'll be on the path to creating an emotional connection that resonates far beyond the surface. That's the wisdom the Stoics would have embraced. Not manipulation, not tricks, but a genuine desire to understand the other person, to connect on a level that transcends the physical and dives deep into the emotional. When you engage in the paths of wisdom, you're not just asking questions. You're building bridges to something deeper, something lasting. So don't just ask. Be the kind of man who listens with intention and responds with understanding. If you found this valuable, comment below and share it with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more timeless wisdom. Comment to remember, I attract what ignites my soul. This affirmation reflects the deep emotional connection and understanding that the right questions can foster. Let's continue the journey of personal growth and meaningful connections together. Question 3. If nothing was holding you back, no fear, no money, no judgment, what would you do tomorrow? If you want to master the art of understanding and connecting with women on a profound level, then you must ask the right questions. Questions that open doors to their innermost desires and dreams. This is where Epictetus's wisdom on Stoicism comes into play. He believed that true freedom and power come not from external circumstances, but from the control we have over our own minds. With that mindset, you can truly shift the dynamic of any conversation. One of the most powerful questions you can ask her is, if nothing was holding you back, no fear, no money, no judgment, what would you do tomorrow? This is no ordinary question. It's a chance to get a glimpse into her soul, to see beyond the barriers life has imposed on her. You're not just asking her to share a fantasy. No, you're inviting her to paint her future, unencumbered by the limitations she faces. And when she shares this vision with you, you become more than just another man in her life. You become a safe haven, a space where she can breathe freely, speak openly, and truly be herself. This question taps into something deeply human, a yearning for freedom that every woman carries, even if she's never fully expressed it. When she shares her suppressed dreams, you're not just a listener, you're the key that unlocks the door to emotional freedom, and that freedom breeds attraction. The more liberated she feels in your presence, the more she will be drawn to you. Ask her this, when the moment feels right, maybe after an intimate conversation, a glass of wine, or when you both find yourselves in a quiet, vulnerable space. Look her in the eyes. Let her feel that you're not just offering an opinion, but granting her permission. It's permission to dream, permission to be real, permission to be free. And that, my friend, is the power of emotional attraction. In the world of Stoicism, we learn that external circumstances can never dictate our internal state. And when you understand this, when you embody the wisdom of Epictetus, you'll recognize that the true power you wield in any interaction comes from creating the conditions for others to feel liberated and unburdened. So let her speak. Let her show you the side of her that's been hiding. You're not just asking a question, you're allowing her to set herself free. In turn, this gives you the chance to show her the man you truly are, capable, decisive, and ready to master every situation. Stoicism teaches us that control is key. Control over your emotions, your thoughts, and your actions. When you ask the right questions, like this one, you're not just engaging with her, you're taking control of the conversation, taking control of the connection, and ultimately taking control of your own destiny. This is how you win. This is how you make her see you as someone different, someone who stands out. And if you want to truly succeed, if you want to become the man who leads and masters his life, you must ask the questions that open the door to emotional freedom. Because when you understand the art of connection, as Epictetus taught us, you'll recognize that real success isn't measured by external achievements, but by the depth of the relationships you build. So ask the question, let her dream. And in doing so, you will not just understand her more deeply, you will become the man who has truly mastered life. Question 4. What kind of love do you think you deserve? This is no ordinary question. It's a powerful and daring one that can either make her pull away or lay her heart bare before you. You're not merely asking about love here. You're delving into her very sense of self-worth. It's a litmus test of how she values herself, the shadows of her past relationships, and whether she's ever truly felt cherished for who she is, beyond her appearance. Watch closely, and you'll get an insight into her soul, into the quiet places where self-doubt may linger or where confidence shines. When she responds with hesitation, perhaps saying, "I don't know," or "I've never really thought about that." Don't try to fix it. Don't attempt to fill that silence with words. Don't jump in to rescue her. Instead, simply meet her gaze with calm, unshaken eyes and let the weight of the question settle in. Allow her space to reflect. You see, women are used to men who chase after them for their bodies. Men who are drawn in by surface-level allure, intoxicated by what's physical. But when you, a man grounded in the old Stoic wisdom, ask her about her heart, you're doing something rare. You're inviting her to step beyond her outer shell, to explore what truly matters. It shakes her, yes, but in the best possible way. This is the kind of question that speaks to a deeper, more profound connection. You aren't interested in the shallow flirtations or fleeting infatuations. You want to know what she believes she deserves, and whether she believes she deserves something real, something lasting. It's a challenge to her perception of self-love, a call for her to reflect on the value she places on herself. This, my friend, is where Stoic principles come into play. The Stoics taught us that the mind must be like iron, strong, resilient, unwavering in its pursuit of truth. By asking this question, you're showing her that you are not a man who seeks superficial validation, but one who is anchored in the quiet power of Stoic philosophy. You're not afraid to face uncomfortable truths or to ask the hard questions. It's a sign of your strength. And while this question may bring some vulnerability into the conversation, remember that this too is a part of that iron mind you're cultivating, just as the Stoics endured hardship to reveal their true nature. You are now asking her to look inward and examine her own. So don't rush the silence. Let it unfold naturally. The depth of this question, rooted in the wisdom of the ancients, will help her reveal more than just what kind of love she thinks she deserves. It will give you a window into the very essence of her self-worth. If she is truly deserving of love, then it will be an honor to offer it to her. And if she is not yet ready to claim that love, you'll have planted a seed that may grow over time into something deeper, something real, something grounded in the Stoic values of respect, understanding, and emotional depth. And if you find today's content very interesting, please give me a word of encouragement by commenting "very interesting" in the comments section. That is a huge motivation for us. Thank you. Question 5. What's something you wish more people understood about you? Don't just ask it as a mere conversation starter. Approach it with genuine curiosity. This is where connection truly deepens. Every woman, no matter how confident she appears on the surface, harbors feelings of being misunderstood in some way. The need for recognition, for someone to see beyond the exterior, is universal, and this question gives her the space to expose the hidden parts of herself, the parts she doesn't show to just anyone. The ancient Stoics were masters of inner understanding, and practical Stoicism teaches us that true wisdom lies in comprehending the layers beneath a person's exterior. Why this question matters. That question allows her to share the invisible scars, the quiet brilliance, the hidden layers that define her, but that the world often overlooks. A woman might say, "People think I'm cold, but I'm really just protective of my heart," or "I seem outgoing, but I get drained fast." These are more than simple statements. They are deep truths, reflections of vulnerabilities that most people don't get to see. And by asking this question, you are inviting her to reveal these parts of herself to you. This isn't about prying for secrets. No, it's about asking a question that gives her permission to drop the facade, to show you the part of her that only those who truly understand the Stoic rules of respect and emotional depth will appreciate. By doing so, you are demonstrating your own wisdom, your ability to listen beyond the surface and appreciate her for the person she truly is. The magic lies in the subtlety. No grand gestures, no dramatic declarations, just a thoughtful inquiry. Think about it. The emotional safety you provide in that moment is what makes you stand out. The path of wisdom doesn't demand attention, but it creates connection. And as you create that connection, she will start to associate you with trust and safety. It's personal, not performance. Don't misunderstand. This question is not about performance. It's not about using a well-crafted line to impress her. It's about stepping into the realm of emotional intimacy. In a world full of noise, being the one who offers this kind of understanding is the real flex. It's like the calm in the storm, where loudness has no place, but quietness speaks volumes. Think of the paths of wisdom the Stoics followed. They didn't chase after external praise. Instead, they focused on what mattered: inner peace, understanding, and deep connections with those who could appreciate those qualities. The same principle applies here: your ability to listen deeply and ask the right questions without expecting anything in return builds a rapport that goes beyond the ordinary. What you gain in return? By asking such a question, you are not just learning something about her, you are showing her that you are willing to go beyond the superficial. And that makes you different from the many who only skim the surface. To her, it's like finding a rare gem in the rough, a person who doesn't merely float along with the tide, but instead digs deep into the ocean of human connection. Think about this for a second when someone asks you to share a part of yourself that most people don't see. What does that do to your sense of trust? You begin to feel safe, right? You feel understood. You feel like you are finally in a space where your vulnerabilities are not just seen but welcomed. This is how you create attraction. But it's more than just attraction. It's a deep emotional bond, not the kind of bond built on flattery, but one forged in mutual respect and emotional intimacy. That's attraction at its most powerful. It's quiet, it's profound, and it's built on the practical stoicism of understanding that real value lies in what is hidden beneath the surface. The hidden power of being the one who listens. By asking this question, you signal that you understand something most men miss. The true strength in any relationship lies in being a safe space. By allowing her to reveal a secret truth, one she's likely never shared with anyone else, you become her emotional anchor. You don't need to shout your way into her heart. You need only to listen, to ask the right questions, and to show her that you see her. This is an art form that requires patience, wisdom, and emotional intelligence, qualities that every Stoic believed were necessary for a meaningful life. When you can tap into this, you will navigate the complexities of relationships with grace and authenticity. In the grand scheme of things, Stoic rules teach us that attraction and connection are not driven by external accomplishments, but by how well we understand and appreciate the invisible threads that tie us together. So, next time you sit down with her, ask that question: what's something you wish more people understood about you? Watch as her walls come down. Watch as you become the one she trusts and admires. That is the power of true wisdom. The path to attraction doesn't lie in loud words or big gestures. It lies in the quiet, thoughtful understanding of another soul. Question 6. If you could tell your younger self one thing, what would it be? Ask her. If you could tell your younger self one thing, what would it be? This question isn't merely a conversation starter, it's a portal into her soul, an invitation to journey through time emotionally. You are not just asking her about the past, you're asking her to reconnect with a younger version of herself that still exists inside her, to relive memories, regrets, and triumphs, and to heal old wounds. As she answers, you don't just hear the words, you see her. You see the girl she used to be and the woman she's become. This is the kind of question that penetrates deeper than surface-level small talk. It shows that you are interested in her entire journey, not just the person she is today. When a woman feels that you see all of her, the girl she once was, the woman she is now, and the potential she holds for the future, she will bond with you in a way most men never even get close to. She'll feel heard, understood, and validated in a way that resonates deep within her. You won't just be the man who's talking to her, you'll become a chapter in her healing. This is how deep connections are formed. Epictetus, the great Stoic philosopher, said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." You must understand that when you ask this question, your aim isn't to impress her, it's to understand her. It's about putting aside your ego and fully being present in a still and sincere way. Ask these questions with purpose, with clarity, with empathy. To win in life and in relationships, you must approach everything with full presence, clarity, and intent. Your power lies in your ability to connect, to understand, to give space for vulnerability. Most men get caught up in the superficial, the obvious. They want to impress with flashy looks, their financial status, or their charm. But true power, true connection, lies in making someone feel truly seen, at their core, at their deepest level. As Epictetus wisely said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Be the man who asks questions not to impress, but to understand. In doing so, you will stand apart from the crowd. You will be unforgettable, not because of your appearance or status, but because you dared to see her, to understand her, to take the time to ask the questions that matter. Victory isn't in outward displays, it's in the quiet moments of genuine connection. This is the Stoic wisdom you must embody. In relationships, as in life, you must approach with intention, patience, and focus. Don't just ask to understand. Let her see that you are fully present, completely engaged in her journey. You will earn her respect, her trust, and her affection. To win in life, you must first master yourself, and then you can master how you connect with others. Apply Epictetus's teachings. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. If you truly want to connect with a woman on a deeper level, you must ask the questions that allow her to feel truly understood, not just listened to, but seen in every way. Comment below. I will ask to understand, not to impress. This is your first step toward becoming unforgettable. Question 7. What's something you're passionate about that most people don't understand? Don't ask the easy questions. Don't ask her about the weather or the typical small talk that fills the silence of casual conversation. Instead, ask her about something real, something that reveals who she truly is beneath the surface. Ask her, what's something you're passionate about that most people don't understand? This is not just a question. It's an invitation to uncover the very heart of who she is and to venture into the depths of her soul. It's a moment for her to reveal what makes her tick, the things that ignite her inner fire, but that the world may often overlook or dismiss. And when you ask, you must do so with a sense of genuine curiosity and humility. You must have the iron mind of a Stoic, ready to hear the complexities of her interests without judgment or interruption. It's about showing her that you care, that you're not just listening for the sake of passing time, but that you truly want to understand the essence of what drives her, what fuels her passions, even if the world doesn't always get it. This question allows her to step beyond the constraints of daily life and the expectations of others, and to share a part of her that might be misunderstood or undervalued. It's not about surface-level things. You're not asking her what hobby she enjoys in her free time or what her favourite TV show is. You're asking for the real stuff, the passions that people rarely take the time to understand. This is where the depth lies. Whether she's devoted to a cause, pursuing an unconventional career, or deeply invested in a hobby that many see as strange or unimportant, this question opens a doorway to something real, something authentic. It invites her to tell you more than just the highlights. It invites her to tell you about her life's purpose. Even if others might dismiss it as weird or unusual, you must be ready for what follows, because this is where the power of Stoic principles comes into play. The Old Stoic wisdom teaches us to engage in conversations with the understanding that everyone has something valuable to offer, and that the truth is often hidden beneath layers of misunderstanding. By asking this question, you're opening the door to a deeper connection, a true meeting of minds, where respect and authenticity reign. The more you listen, the more you'll begin to see the intricacies of her passions, and how they are woven into the fabric of her identity. You will understand her in ways that most people never will, because you're willing to ask the difficult, yet necessary questions that reveal who she is at her core. Don't rush the conversation. Let her take her time. Let her explore the depth of what she loves. And don't be afraid to show her that you're truly interested, not just in her answer, but in the process of understanding her. This question, though simple on the surface, reveals layers of who she is and creates a genuine emotional connection based on mutual respect and the shared understanding that people are complex beings, deserving of deep exploration. Remember, it's not just about hearing her answer, it's about appreciating the nuances of her passions, her experiences, and the quiet parts of her life that don't always get attention. By showing genuine curiosity and a willingness to explore her world, you'll create a bond built on the foundation of true understanding. This is where Stoic wisdom proves its worth, through listening, through respect, and through the realization that the world is not as simple as it seems. Everyone has a story, and if you're truly committed to understanding her, you must be ready to embrace the complexity, the misunderstood, and the deeply authentic parts of who she is. Ask the question, and watch the conversation unfold into something meaningful, something that will stay with both of you long after the moment has passed. Question 8. What's the most courageous thing you've ever done? This one question will set you apart from the rest. You're not asking about surface-level accomplishments or everyday stories. No, you're asking her to dig deep into her soul, to reveal those pivotal moments where fear was present, yet she stood tall, moved forward, and overcame it. Courage doesn't wear just one face. It can show up in her personal life, her professional endeavors, or in the quiet moments where she had to make decisions no one else understood. This question is an invitation to learn about her true strength and resilience, about how she faced adversity and pushed through despite the odds. As Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." When you ask this question, you're showing you understand the value of resilience. You're making her see that you admire the strength behind her story, not just the outcome. You're demonstrating that you're not just looking for a pretty face, you're seeking depth, authenticity, and the raw power that makes her, her. This question does more than just elicit an answer. It creates a bond. When a woman shares the most courageous thing she has ever done, she's letting you into her heart. She's inviting you to see the struggles she's faced, the fears she's conquered, and the decisions that shaped her. You're giving her the space to open up, and she's showing you who she truly is. It's an act of trust. You can feel the shift when she shares those personal but powerful moments. Her walls come down, and that's when a real connection begins to form. This is the essence of true communication, authenticity and openness. But remember, don't just ask the question and wait passively. Listen with purpose. Every detail she gives you will paint a picture of her character. A woman who has faced fear, made tough choices, and lived through adversity is a woman who knows her own worth. She'll recognize that you value her not just for her looks or for the role she plays in society, but for the internal battles she's won. And there is power in that recognition. When you truly understand the essence of her courage, you elevate the relationship. It goes beyond mere attraction. It moves into the realm of deep connection, grounded in mutual respect and admiration. Don't forget, the Stoics believed in the mastery of oneself and one's environment. Ask the question and listen, really listen, and you'll find out how well she has mastered her life's challenges. You'll learn how she embodies the principles of Stoicism in action. As Epictetus famously stated, "No man is free who is not master of himself." When you ask this question, you're calling on her to reflect on the control she has over her life, the strength she's cultivated, and how she's learned to win. Despite fear, despite doubt, and despite all that life has thrown her way. And that, my friend, is a victory. When you know how to tap into this depth, you're not just talking to her, you're forging a connection that stands the test of time. So, ask it, don't hesitate, get to the heart of who she is, and watch how she responds. You'll know you've touched something real, you've unlocked her spirit, you've tapped into the courage that lives within. This is how you connect on a level most men never reach. This is how you win. Hey, thanks for sticking around until the end of the video. Here's the thing, fellas, it's not about the flashy exterior. It's about the depth you bring to the table. Being calm, grounded, and truly listening can make you stand out in ways that no fancy car or pickup line ever could. When you ask the right questions and listen with presence, you're not just impressing anyone. You're building something real, something that lasts. Sincere advice. So, let me leave you with this: stop chasing after the perfect words or trying to win her over. Be the man who understands her even when she doesn't fully understand herself. The questions you ask her aren't just about getting answers. They're about creating a space for her to reveal her true self. And when you do that, you become unforgettable. So, take a deep breath, ask the right questions, listen, and just be present. Trust me, that's the key to real connection. If you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe to Stoicism Win. We're here to help you become the man who doesn't just chase women, but understands them. And in doing so, you become a man worth chasing. Until next time, stay calm, stay grounded, and stay rare.